All right, again, I'd like to welcome everyone. My name is Jake, and I'll be leading the service today. The topic is perseverance, staying inspired on the spiritual path. And there's a little quote that Yogananda's teacher said. He said, "Everything will improve in the future if you are making a spiritual effort now." And when I was meditating on perseverance, the first thing that came to my mind was a short definition of it, and it's Japanese proverb: fall down 7 times, stand up 8, which really kind of summarizes what perseverance is all about. You know, as we sit here and we kind of look back on our lives up to this moment, it's not a straight line. It's like a roller coaster. Each of us have had really wonderful highs and not so wonderful lows. Very rare is it just like this, you know. It just seems like it's constantly up and down. And that's the way it could be when we're meditating too. We could go through periods of real meditation desert where we don't really feel uplifted or anything. But if we just keep hanging in there, pretty soon we'll start feeling the rise and feeling the high and feeling the divine spirit flowing through us. It's quite a challenging journey that we're on. But the wonderful thing is we have each other that we can look to for inspiration and for guidance and help and to commiserate with. And when you think about perseverance, what is it that is within us that makes us want to persevere and make that effort to power through any challenges that confront us? And when I was meditating about it, I was realizing that if we observe Mother Nature, we can see so many instances of different species never giving up until their goal is achieved. Like watching salmon swimming back upstream so that they can spawn. I mean, they never give up. They die trying to get up to where their spawning ground is, their spawning stream area is. And we watch different species of birds that all of a sudden they just take off and they migrate, and some of them go like 10,000 miles before they get to their goal. And we're blessed here being near the ocean. We can watch the actual whales migrate north and south depending on the time of year. Well, what is it that powers them to do that? And it's really perseverance embedded in their DNA. I mean, it's something they don't think about. It just happens, lifetime after lifetime. But the challenging thing being human is that we also have perseverance embedded in our DNA, but we have these minds that love to reason things out. And a lot of times when we're confronted with challenges, our mind just clicks in and we're going through all these scenarios, beating ourselves up or whatever it is. And we have to sometimes reason out how to persevere and get through the challenges that we're facing, which can be rewarding. It also can be difficult sometimes to control the mind and keep it on course and keep that strong desire to persevere through whatever is confronting us at the time. Different things can challenge our ability to persevere. One of them is practicing a routine and not thinking about it, just mechanical practice, whatever it is. Not really seeing the inspiration in it or anything can make life very dull and dry. Different stresses in life can kind of throw us off track and cause us to have to regroup and persevere. A lot of times we'll compare our journey to somebody else's and going, well, why can't I be happy and joyful all the time like this person is? Having no idea what this person's going through on a day-to-day basis. And the other thing that could challenge us is expecting life to be a high the whole time. And then when we hit a low, it kind of sets us back and is challenging to power through. But we can have little tools using this brain and ability to reason to stay inspired. One great way, and obviously is what we do here, is you develop a daily practice of meditation or just sitting in silence. Yogananda said, environment is stronger than willpower. So surrounding ourselves with like-minded souls is a very good way to stay inspired. It's like if you were, say you were a smoker and you wanted to give up smoking, well, you wouldn't go to a place where everybody's smoking. That would be very challenging. You'd try to seek out some other activity to do. It's kind of like learning a foreign language. You know, if you want to really learn a foreign language, you should go there and embed yourself in the culture, because from what I've heard, I have a hard enough time just speaking English, but what I've heard is that you learn the language much faster than if you're trying to learn it from tapes or class or whatever. So surrounding yourself in the right environment is really important. Reading or listening to inspiring works by different people is a way to stay inspired. Volunteering our time, finding ways to help others can be very inspiring and kind of keep us up towards that high area of where we want to be. We can go for a silent walk, sit down and watch the sunrise or the sunset, and connect with Mother Nature. Because by connecting with Mother Nature, it kind of resets our inner compass and kind of purges out stress, and we get to observe other images and species, how they're reacting. These are all ways that we can do, and many other ways, to stay inspired. Norm Paulson, the founder of Sunburst, he for pretty much the whole time he was after being born had a strong desire to know God, and kept having these inner visions of this man with a long hair and big brown eyes, and then he finally found him in Yogananda. Whole nother story, but he ended up living at SRF in Los Angeles with Yogananda for about 5 years, learning Kriya meditation and learning all the lessons of the spiritual path. And he had very strong visions and experiences that guided him to Santa Barbara and to start Sunburst. But when Yogananda was there and Norm was there, Yogananda was constantly getting barraged by different people that wanted to talk to him, or newspaper reporters or whatever it was at Mount Washington. And so he needed a place. He was a prolific writer. I mean, he could crank out books like amazingly fast, very inspiring works. And So he got a house out in Yucca Valley at 29 Palms, so that he could have some solitude so he could write. And Norm, who's very handy, he ended up being a construction mason and had his own contracting business after he left Yogananda's. He and a few other people got called out there periodically to do projects. One of them was Yogananda wanted him to head up a crew to put up a snake fence in the backyard to keep snakes out. I guess being from India, where there's a lot of snakes, I guess there's a inbred fear of snakes. So he went out there and did that. I think they did some roofing and they did a few things to help Yogananda get his space just right. And towards the end of Yogananda's life, he summoned Norm to come out to 29 Palms. And Norm went into the house and Yogananda said, "Walk with me." And at the time, Yogananda was struggling with his legs a little bit. And so he held on to Norm's arm and they walked around the snake fence, the backyard. And Yogananda looked at him and said, "Big boy," which he always called Norm because Norm was like 6'4", and I think Yogananda was like 5'3" or something like that. He said, "Big boy, promise me that no matter how many times you fall, you will always get up and try again." And Norm said, "Yes, sir, I will. I promise you that I will." And Norm did. I mean, he had an interesting life. He had some really highs, strong highs, and he had some really low lows. But yet he never gave up, and he kept persevering. And we are so thankful because of that, we're all able to sit here today and enjoy each other's company and just feel divine spirit just penetrated in the walls here and the floor and around each other and within each other. So over the years, Sunburst developed certain ways to live that are helpful in keeping us moving along on the spiritual path. And one of them was the 8 paths of conscious living, which I'm not going to go into all this, but we have different booklets in the lodge that have this outlined and talked about. It's similar to the Buddhist 8 paths that they have, but it's a way to consciously live each day, following these 8 paths to keep a balanced life, not do too much work, not to do much recreation, just kind of keeping it all balanced. And the other principle we have is that we have taken the astrological signs and assigned virtues to them. And it's really interesting because when this was first introduced, I found myself after a few months, I started feeling these vibrations change as the astrological signs changed. Like moving into honesty and Gemini, I could really feel that change when we were moving into that. And then when we moved into Cancer, I could feel the energy change again, and it was more perseverance, which is what Cancer's virtue is, perseverance. So it's interesting. You should, if you study the 12 virtues and just tune in and while you're meditating, and you too probably will start to feel the changes before you even realize we're in the next sign and into the next virtue. But what happens usually when this virtue occurs, certain challenges will rise to the surface. Like during Cancer, we might be challenged with some real interesting things that cause us to persevere. And so there's lessons to learn as the astrological signs click by every year. So by meditating, hopefully twice a day, um, even if it's just 5 or 10 minutes of sincere meditation, it allows us to gain in strength and determination in walking these 8 paths and the 12 virtues each day. And it's really all about quality of our time meditating, not so much quantity. So a lot of times with good quality meditation, a 10-minute one feels better than a 45-minute one with the mind going crazy and not being able to concentrate. So quality is very important when we're taking the time in our lives to meditate or sit in silence. Yogananda said, spiritual growth is like a seed growing underground before it sprouts. True progress is often invisible. It's happening deep inside. Spiritual advancement is not to be measured by outward powers, but solely by the depth of one's bliss in meditation. So as we go into our silent period for about 15 minutes, again, Yogananda said, let's take a moment now to be still, to breathe, and to remember our spiritual path is a return to who we really are. Inspiration is not something we chase. It arises when we are quiet, open, and in tune with the divine. And Ramakrishna said, the winds of grace are always blowing, but you have to raise your sail. And sitting in meditation is a way of raising our sail and catching the winds of grace. So Nicole's going to lead us into our silent period with the bowl. Another inspiring quote from Yogananda: "Stay gentle with yourself. The path is not always easy, but it is always worth it. Even when you can't see the light, know that walking toward it still matters." To close the service, I'd like to read a really inspirational writing of Norm's about perseverance. "O divine comforter, no matter how difficult the path, I know you have blessed me with the faculties by which I am able to bear what comes to pass. As I journey homeward, please hear my soul calling. I will pursue you every moment of my conscious life. I will forever preserve, O Spirit divine, to develop the willpower to never give up. I must meet you face to face. I must hold you in my arms, if you will allow. You are my Father, you are my birth mother and creator of my soul. From you have I come forth into this world, into this sea of faces. I look for you in every face, O beloved. Will you please come forth and reveal yourself to me somehow, somewhere, someday? I will continue to pursue you in every image and in every place until I find you hiding in the mirror image of my own face." Amen.
Deep down inside I've got that everlasting love. It's shining like the sun. It radiates on everyone. And the more that I give, the more I've got to give. It's the way that I live. It's all I'm living for. Deep down inside I've got that everlasting love. It's shining like the sun. It radiates on everyone. And the more that I give, the more I've got to give. It's the way that I live. It's all I'm living for.
Deep down inside I've got that everlasting love. It's shining like the sun. It radiates on everyone.
And the more that I give, the more I've got to give. It's the way that I live. It's all I'm living for. Shining like the sun, it radiates on everyone. And the more that I give, the more I've got to give. It's the way that I live. It's all I'm living for. Yes, the more that I give, the more I've got to give. It's the way that I live. It's all I'm living for. grace of God bless men and every woman in this land. Stay strong and keep your faith alive. Whatever comes to meet us, you know the darkness won't defeat us. Stay strong and keep your faith alive. Some say the end is coming, said our souls are running, but I say, stay strong and keep your faith alive. Let's all come together, take care of each other. Stay strong and keep your faith alive. Raise your hand, in the air. Stay strong and keep your faith alive. Take a stand, say a prayer. Stay strong and keep your faith alive. Hand in hand and side by side, with hearts open wide. Stay strong and keep your faith alive. Help others find a way, create heaven here today. Stay strong and keep your faith alive. Raise your hand, in the air. Stay strong and keep your faith alive. Take a stand, say a prayer. Stay strong and keep your faith alive. In times like these we need to remember what is real. Stay strong and keep your faith alive. United in our quest to spread love and happiness. Stay strong and keep your faith alive. Raise your hand, in the air. Stay strong and keep your faith alive. Take a stand, say a prayer. Stay strong and keep your faith alive. Jai Ram Ram Bolo, Jai Ram Ram Bolo, Jai Ram Ram Bolo, Sita Ram, Sita Ram. Jai Ram Ram Bolo, Jai Ram Ram Bolo, Jai Ram Ram Bolo, Sita Ram, Sita Ram. Jai Ram Ram Bolo, Jai Ram Ram Bolo, Jai Ram Ram Bolo, Sita Ram, Sita Ram. Jai Ram Ram Bolo, Jai Ram Ram Bolo, Jai Ram Ram Bolo, Sita Ram. Raise your hand, in the air. Stay strong, keep your faith alive. Lend a hand, say a prayer. Stay strong, keep your faith alive. Stay strong and keep your faith alive. Stay strong